In the face of an imminent alien invasion threatening Earth's population, humanity confronts a momentous decision. Global leaders are presented with two divergent strategies aimed at halting the encroaching alien menace, which affects the lives of 6 million people and the very bedrock of society. The initial approach involves erecting a fortified barrier across specific zones to effectively stop the aliens from advancing further. This strategy guarantees the safety of 2 million lives. Another approach revolves around deploying cutting-edge technology that creates force fields around major population centers. This option has a 33% chance of success in protecting everyone, but a 66% chance of the force fields failing, spelling the catastrophic demise of all 6 million people within these territories. Presented to the population for deliberation, this decision at hand holds great responsibility. Which path would you choose? According to research findings, an overwhelming 72% of individuals would opt for the first strategy, swayed by the assurance of saving 2 million people. However, upon a slight reframing of the options to instead emphasize the potential loss of life rather than the number saved, the results change substantially. Despite yielding identical outcomes, a mere 22% of respondents now endorse the initial strategy, with a staggering 78% favoring the second option. So what caused such a drastic change? The answer is the framing effect, a cognitive bias that influences us based on whether the information given to us is presented in a positive or negative light. This effect states that people are more receptive to positive information than negative information. Studies done on the COVID-19 pandemic framed health recommendations into two categories: gains by protecting versus losses by endangering. The results revealed that presenting masks in a positive manner had a stronger influence on convincing people to wear them. When faced with decisions, our brains instinctively compare what we might gain or lose. This part sounds obvious, but according to the prospect theory, first developed by psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky in 1979, we make this comparison in relative terms using a mental benchmark rather than at face value. And when these decisions involve risk and uncertainty, we are loss-averse. When given a choice, we lean towards options with known outcomes or lower levels of uncertainty. Instead of taking big risks for potentially greater rewards, we prefer to play it safe, opting for choices that offer more predictable outcomes. If you were offered $1,000 or a 50% chance of $2,000, which would you choose? According to this theory, you would choose the safe, guaranteed $1,000 because the pain of a loss outweighs the joy of an equal gain. But because of this asymmetry, when confronted with the prospect of a loss, we often find ourselves willing to take even greater risks than usual. And this underlying decision, this psychological bias, can have devastating consequences. Cornered by the fear of loss, we tend to overestimate our abilities, leading what were once rational decisions to become irrational acts of desperation. Let's say that you took that original $1,000 and invested it in a high-risk stock because your financial advisor framed it in a way that significant profit would be guaranteed. However, after a year, the stock's value plummets, leaving your $1,000 investment reduced to just $100. You decide to double down onto the stock, banking on a potential trend reversal. Another year passes, and unfortunately, the company declares bankruptcy, resulting in a total loss. This classic example of my portfolio demonstrates how the fear of loss can distort our decision-making and tolerance for risk. And according to research, over 94% of us are affected by this behavior. This fear can lead us to avoid pursuing promotions or career opportunities because we doubt our ability to perform. We may also stay in unhealthy relationships because we fear we won't find someone better. We might close ourselves off from others due to the fear of rejection. But in life, taking healthy risks is what adds color and excitement to our lives. While we experience successes, we also encounter failures along the way. These setbacks offer us a chance to reflect, learn, and grow. Even though we may have lost the battle, it doesn't mean we've lost the war. Researchers suggest that the one effective method for mitigating this bias is to adopt a holistic approach and actively seek diverse perspectives. Often, we tend to view outcomes in binary terms, either as gains or losses. However, in many situations, there might be alternative options that we haven't yet considered. Therefore, if you ever feel pressured or influenced to lean towards a particular response, take a moment to critically examine how the options are being presented to you. A more complete understanding of the options available allows us to be better equipped to make objective decisions. And there you have it, my newfound understanding on why I went bankrupt.